This is Vlad with another quick video tutorial on how to use the Canon F1 New. So that you know, this is how the F1 New or F1n, how it is also called online, looks like. Compare it to this F1 Classic. This tutorial is not going to cover the Classic one, but this one, the F1 New. So, the F1 New is a professional camera for FD lenses. You can compare it to the Canon A1, which is a step up from the very popular Canon AE1 that you might already know. And compared to the A1 or the AE1, this is a much better built camera geared towards professional photographers that need a durable camera. In the tutorial I will explain you all the buttons and dials this camera has, show you how to change the battery and what battery the camera needs, how to load film, how to change the lens, choose the right settings for proper exposure, how to focus and compose an image, take a photo, and finally how to rewind the film. Let's start with all the controls, or let's start with the battery. The battery is hidden underneath this little grip that you can detach by pressing this little button down there. Here it goes. Camera usually takes those V28PX batteries that are no longer produced, which is not a big deal because they can easily be replaced by such 4 LR44 6-volt alkaline batteries. Yet I prefer another alternative, which is such a little adapter which takes 4 button cells, the LR44 button cells, which are really cheap and which you can buy in almost any supermarket. This is what I choose. If you want to support us, you can buy such an adapter together with the batteries in our shop. I'll leave the link in the description below. Plus side goes up here like it says inside the battery compartment, and the battery is inserted. Let me put on the grip back on here like this. And now let's also attach the lens here. It's a Canon FD mount, especially suited for use with Canon NFD lenses, which don't have the silver ring you might have seen on such lenses like the ones that are used on the Canon FTB. This is a NFD lens. You can tell that it is one by this silver lens mount unlock. It's not a breech lock mount, but it's a bayonet mount lens. To attach the lens, adjust those 2 red dots together and turn counterclockwise until it clicks into place. Lens is attached. Here you have a aperture step down lever. Then you have a battery check here, a PC sync port. You have the ISO or ASA dial. Here to adjust the ISO you press this little silver button and turn this dial. You also have a exposure compensation dial here. To adjust it, press this little black button and turn the same ISO dial. The silver button unlocks the rewind shaft that you need to open the back door. Like with the A1, you have some curtains to close the curtain of the viewfinder. You can remove and change the viewfinders of the Canon F1 by pressing those two buttons, left and right of the finder. Slide it back on like this. Then you have a metering mode, which is set to normal. Usually, if you set it to hold, it will save the value you have metered for 16 seconds until resetting. Same with the light mode, plus it will light up the viewfinder window. You have a hot shoe here, and then you have the shutter speed dial, which you can either set manually or set it to A, which means aperture priority mode, which is only available when you use the camera with this Canon AE Finder FN, which I have here. To set it to A, you have to pull up this collar of the shutter speed selector, and then you can either set it up to 2000 or pull up again, set it to A. Now it's an aperture priority, which means camera is setting the aperture, you are setting the aperture on the lens here, and the camera is choosing the shutter speed for you. It's a semi-automatic mode. You can also use the camera fully manual mode. Then you set the shutter speed here, set the aperture on the dial here, and just use the built-in meter, which is located inside the viewfinder, and it will tell you which shutter speed, it will tell you which aperture to choose. I don't know if you can see this. This is how it looks from the inside. Here is a printout of the manual. So this is how it looks. If you choose to use the camera in manual mode, you just set the shutter speed and the camera will show you inside the viewfinder which aperture to set accordingly to get proper exposure. Lastly, you have a rewind unlock, which is pretty uncommon. Most cameras you have this little pin, which is actuated from top here on the F1 New, and you have a lock shutter button with lock mode. Set it to A if you use the camera, or you can also use it to S for a self-timer operation. I'll set it to A back now. And of course the advance. Now at the bottom you have some openings. Those caps are missing often. You can buy those also in our store if they're missing with your camera to protect it from dust and moisture. And those are mainly for special winder accessories that go on the bottom of the camera. Now let's load some film. To do so, press this rewind lever unlock, pull it up, which opens the back door. This is also good time to check the light seals if they are intact. With most of those old Canon cameras, the groove seals of the back camera back body will need to be replaced, as we've already done here. We have a tutorial on YouTube online that shows the process of replacing the seals. You also have to check the door hinge seal, which is located here, plus the mirror damper located above the mirror in the mirror box. But now let's just load some film. This is, for example, a 200 ISO film, which means that I have to set the ASA or ISO dial to 200. To do so, I press this little silver button and twist the dial until it shows 200, like this. Now I don't have to remember which film I have loaded. Pull up the lever again, press it down, turn it a little. Now the canister is locked in place. Pull it over the shutter, insert the film leader into this slit of the take-out spool. Need to fiddle it a little. Now hold the film flat with your left thumb and slowly advance the film to make sure the take-up spool holds the film and advances it correctly. This is how it should look. 2 frames are sufficient. Now close the back door. Release the shutter once again and advance it 2 or 3 more times to make sure that the unexposed film from the canister is in front of the shutter and you can expose your first image. You also have a frame counter here that starts with S and goes up to 36 depending on how many shots you have on your roll. And to check if you have properly loaded the film, you can also check this little rewind knob that should turn together with the advancing of the film, which it does. And now I'm ready to shoot. I'll advance it a couple more times. When you're finished, just press this rewind unlock button here. Twist it and press it. Flip up the rewind lever and turn it clockwise. There's also a little arrow that shows you in which way to turn it. Turn it until there is no more resistance left. Then you know that the film isn't catching on the take-up spool anymore. You can also hear it like this. Open the back door again, remove the film and send it off to your favorite lab. That's it for today. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions on how to use this camera, please leave me a comment in the comment section below. Other than that, thanks for watching. See you next time.